Hare
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today is Saturday. It is 15th of November. It is Keshava Masa, Margasesha Masa, Krishna Paksham, and Ekadasi Tithi. So today there are two events. One is Utpanna Ekadasi, fasting from grains, beans, and cereals, and seeded fruits. No seeds consumption, only pulp can be taken. And another event is the disappearance day of Sri Narahari Sarkar Thakur. So who is a close associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We shall read a few lines from the special Vaishnava days about Narahari Prabhu, and then we shall read Ekadasi Katha. So apart from the Ekadasi, today is also the disappearance day of Sri Narahari Sarkar Thakura, who was a very famous devotee. Lochana Das Thakura, the celebrated author of Sri Chaitanya Mangala, was his disciple. Narahari was the only devotee who had the adhikara, right to do Gauri Kirtana in Gaur Sundara's presence. Ordinarily, if anyone would praise Mahaprabhu in his presence or chant his holy name, he would block his ears and call out Vishnu Vishnu. Narhari, however, enjoyed the special privilege of being able to sing about Mahaprabhu in a very unique mood and with sweet descriptions of his transcendental beauty without objection from Mahaprabhu. He is also mentioned in the Gaurarati song by Shila Thakura Bhakti Vinoda that he is fanning the body of Lord Chaitanya with a chamara, white jack-tail whisk. Okay, there are further pastimes of Narhari Prabhu. Okay, it is shared already in the group. The devotees can go through. Now we shall move to the next is the Ekadasi Ratha Katha. Can I request Sanjana Mataji to read this Ekadasi Katha, please? Utpanna Ekadasi.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Sutta Goswami said, O learned Brahmanas, long ago Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, explained the auspicious glories of Sri Ekadashi and the rules and regulations governing each observance of fasting on that holy day. O best of Brahmins, whoever hears about the origins and the glories of these sacred fasts on the Ekadashi days goes directly to the abode of Lord Vishnu after enjoying many different kinds of happiness in the material world. Arjuna, the son of Pritha, asked the Lord, O Janardhan, what are the pious benefits of complete fasting, eating only supper or eating but once at midday on Ekadashi, and what are the regulations for observing the various Ekadashi days? Kindly narrate all this to me. The Supreme Lord Krishna replied, O Arjuna, in the beginning of winter, northern hemisphere, on the Ekadashi that occurs during the dark fortnight of the month of Margasesha, November-December, a novice should begin his practice by observing a fast on Ekadashi. On Dashami, the day before Ekadashi, he should clean his teeth nicely. Then during the eighth portion of Dashami, just as the sun is about to set, he should eat supper. The next morning, the devotee should make a vow according to the rules and regulations to observe fasting. At midday, he should bathe properly in a river, lake, or a small pond. A bath in the river is most purifying, that taken in a lake is less so, and a bath in a small pond is least purifying. If neither a river, lake, or pond is accessible, he may bathe with well water. The devotee should the the devotee should chant this prayer containing the names of the Mother Earth. O, uh, just a second, Prabhu. O Asvakrante, O Asvakrante, O uh, Ratha Krante, O Vishnu Krante, O Vasundhare, O Mrittike, O Mother Earth, kindly remove all the sins I have accumulated throughout my many past lives so that I may enter the sacred abode of the Supreme Lord. As the devotee chants, he should smear mud over his body. During the day of fasting, the devotee should not speak to those who are fallen from their religious duties, to dog eaters, to thieves, or to hypocrites. He should also avoid speaking with slanderers, with those who abuse the demigods, the Vedic literature or Brahmanas, or with any other wicked personalities such as those who have sex with forbidden women, those who are known plunderers, or those who rob temples. If any such person is spoken to or even seen during Ekadashi, one must purify oneself by looking directly at the sun. Then the devotee should respectfully worship Lord Govinda with first class food, flowers, and so forth. In his home, he should offer the Lord a lamp in pure devotional consciousness. He should also avoid sleeping during the daytime and should completely abstain from sex. Fasting from all food and water, he should joyfully sing the Lord's glories and play musical instruments for his pleasure throughout the night. After remaining awake all night in pure consciousness, the worshipper should give charity to qualified brahmanas and offer his humble obeisances unto them, begging their forgiveness for any offense, for his offenses. Those who are serious about the devotional service should consider Ekadashis that occur during the dark fortnights to be as good as those that occur during the bright fortnights. O King, one should never discriminate between the two kinds of Ekadashis. Please listen as I now describe the results obtained by one who observes Ekadashi in this way. Neither the merit one receives by taking a bath in the sacred place of pilgrimage known as mm, Sankhodhara, where the Lord killed the Sankhasura demon, nor the merit one uh, receives upon seeing Lord Gadadhara directly is equal to 1/16th of the merit one obtains by fasting on Ekadashi. It is said that by giving charity on a Monday, when the moon is full, one obtains 100,000 times the result of ordinary charity. O winner of wealth, one who gives charity on the day of the Sankranti equinox attains 400,000 times the ordinary result. Yet simply by fasting on Ekadashi, one obtains all these pious results, as well as whatever pious results one gets at Kurukshetra during an eclipse of the sun or moon. Furthermore, Furthermore, the faithful soul who observes complete fasting on Ekadashi achieves 100 times more merit than one who performs an Ashwamedha Yagya horse sacrifice. One who observes Ekadashi just once earns 10 times more merit than a person who gives 1,000 cows in charity to Brahmins learned in the Vedas. A person who feeds one just
Hare Krishna Mataji, it seems it is again long.
okay.
So kindly you
Sure,
can
sure.
skip a few of them, Mataji.
So One should observe eating, fasting. Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna, maybe Arjuna. Oh, Arjuna then asked, O Lord, according to you, 1,000 Vedic sacrifices. Still long, Prabhu, na? So maybe I'll read this and then decide. Mm, Arjuna then asked, O Lord, according to you, 1,000 Vedic sacrifices do not equal even one Ekadashi fast. How can this be? How can Ekadashi become the most meritorious of all days? Prabhu, shall I read the answer or reply? Or first paragraph and then go to the last? Or what do you want?
Go on, Mataji. So this is again, it links, it's new.
Okay. Yeah. Lord Shri Krishna replied, I will tell you why Ekadashi is the most purifying of all days. In the Sati Yuga, there once lives an amazingly fearsome demon called Mura. Always very angry, he terrified the all demigods, defeating even Indra, the king of heaven. Vivaswan, the sun god, the eight Vasus, Lord Brahma, Vayu, the wind god, and Agni, the fire god. With his terrible power, he brought them all under his control. Lord Indra then approached Lord Shiva and said, We have all fallen from our planets and now wandering helplessly on the earth. O Lord, how can we find relief from this affliction? What will be the fate of us demigods? Lord Shiva replied, O best of the demigods, go to that place where Lord Vishnu, the rider of Garuda, resides. He is Jagannath, the master of all universes, and their shelter as well. He is devoted to protecting all souls surrendered to him.
Hare Krishna. I'll take some, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Okay, so again, taking the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Lord Krishna is explaining to Arjuna, and then further, he's continuing about that Indra story and where does he get strength, and further questions. Tell me everything, O Indra, and do not fear. So that conversations are keep going on between. So this is a little bit of pastime, and then Indra is replying to the O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Lord of Lords, O Vishnu, O you who vanquish the fear in your pure devotees' hearts, O you who are so kind to your faithful servants. There was once a powerful demon of Brahma dynasty whose name was Nadijanga. He has extraordinarily fearsome and who wholly dedicated to destroying the demigods, and he begat an infamous son, infamous son named Mura. So this is again Lord Krishna. So he is killing this Mura. That's why he is also called Murari. That is some pastimes here. Uh, so this is again today I will kill this slayer of all demons. Okay, so this is the Mura's pastimes. Then we shall skip some parts here. This is how the Utpanna Ekadasi is a maiden girl who has appeared from the body of the Lord, and she has killed the Muradiman. So he says, and then this is Ekadasi Mata. The maiden said, It is I who have killed this demon after appearing from your transcendental body. Indeed, O Lord Hari, when he saw you sleeping, he wanted to kill you. Understanding the intention of this thorn inside of the three walls, I have killed this evil rascal and this freed all the demigods from fear. I am your great Mahashakti, your internal potency, who strikes fear into the hearts of all your enemies. I have killed this universally terrifying demon to protect the three walls. Please tell me why you are surprised to see that this demon has been killed, O Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said. O sinless one, I am very satisfied to see that it is you who have killed this king of demons. In this way, you have made the demigods happy. prosperous, and full of bliss. Because you have given this pleasure to all the demigods in the three worlds, I am very pleased with you. Ask any boon you may desire, O auspicious one. I will give it to you without a doubt, though it be very rare among the demigods. So here, Ekadasi maiden said, O Lord, if you are pleased with me, and wish to give me a boon, then give me the power to deliver from the greatest sins that person who fasts of this day. I wish that half the pious credit obtained by one who fasts will accrue to one who eats only in the evening, abstaining from grains and beans, and a half of this pious credit will be earned by one who eats only at midday. Also may one who strictly observes a complete fast on my presence on my appearance day with control senses go to the abode of Lord Vishnu for 1 billion kalpas after he has enjoyed all kinds of pleasures in this world. This is the boon I desire to attain by your mercy, O my Lord, O Lord Janardana. Whether a person observes complete fasting, eats only in the evening, or eat only at midday, please grant him a religious attitude, wealth, and last liberation. Okay, so this is the boon. This is Ekadasi has asked, and the Lord has granted that one. And there are I will burn up all sins and bestow upon him my transcendental abode. These are the days of waxing and waning moon that are the most dear to me. One is Tritiya, the third day, and then Astami, eighth day, Navami, ninth day, Chaturdasi, 14th day, and especially Ekadasi, 11th day. Okay, again, this is further acquiring the merit and whoever is fasting on Ekadasi day, that is the pastimes. And then later on, Krishna describes to Arjuna. And then further, on the Dwadasi, the day after Ekadasi, one should pray, O Pundarikaksha, O lotus-eyed Lord, now I will eat. Please shelter me. After saying this, the wise devotee should offer some flowers and water at the Lord's lotus feet and invite the Lord to eat by chanting the eight-syllable mantra thrice. If the devotee wants to gain the fruit of his fast, he should then drink water taken from the sanctified vessel in which he offered water at the lotus feet. Okay, so again, further it is described about one on Dwadasi, one must avoid sleeping during the day, eating in another's home, eating more than once, having sex, eating honey, eating from a bell metal plate, eating urad dal, and rubbing oil on one's body. The devotee must give up these 8 things on Dwadasi. If he wants to speak on an outcast on that day, he must purify himself by eating a tulsi leaf or an amalaki fruit. O best of kings, from afternoon on Ekadasi until dawn on Dwadasi, one should engage himself in taking baths, worshipping the Lord, and executing devotional activities, including the giving of charity and the performance of fire sacrifices. If one finds himself in difficult circumstances and cannot break the Ekadasi fast properly on Dwadasi, one can break it by drinking water, and then one is not at a fault if he eats again after that. A devotee of the Lord Vishnu who day and night hears these all auspicious topics concerning the Lord from the mouth of another devotee will be elevated to the Lord's planet and reside there for 10 million kalpas. And one who hears even one sentence about the glories of Ekadasi is freed from the reactions to such sins as killing a Brahmana. There is no doubt of this. For all eternity, there will be no better way of worshipping Lord Vishnu than observing a fast on Ekadasi. Thus ends the narration of the glories of Margasesha Krishna Ekadasi or Utpanna Ekadasi from Bhavishyat Uttara Purana. Ekadasi, Utpanna Ekadasi ki jai. It's a long one. We have those skipped some parts of it. Dear devotees, when you get a chance, again you go through in your free time. That is from the event's perspective. So we shall now move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate वासुदेवाय. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Maitreya Muni speaking to Vidura. So he is describing Vidura as because he belongs to the Kuru dynasty. He was also born within that family. And all the family members of Kuru Vamsha, they are Puru Vamsha, Kuru Vamsha. Kuru is coming in the lineage of Puru Vamsha. Puru is his ancestor. And Pururava is further his ancestor. Okay, so they're all devotees of the Lord. Okay, and because you have born in that family, that's why I do not surprise that you are asking all these inquiries about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, likewise, Maitreya Muni said, like, Satsevaniyo Bhatapurvamsho Yellokapalo Bhagat Pradanaha Bhuvita iha Ajita Kirtimalam Pade Pade Notanayasya Abhikshanam. So when you are inquiring and remembering about the Lord, every moment it is appearing like a newer and newer, likewise. After saying that, oh Vidura, now I'm going to speak Srimad Bhagavatam to you because many people, for a little bit of pleasure, they're entangled in this material world. I will speak Bhagavatam, which will help them so that they can be relieved from the miseries of this material world. And this Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, it was spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead unto the great sages, four Kumaras, previously. Likewise, Maitreya Muni started speaking about a little pastime of Srimad Bhagavatam and its history. This is a different lineage. So one Srimad Bhagavatam, the Lord spoke to Brahma, Brahma spoke to Narada, Narada spoke to Vyasadeva, Vyasadeva spoke to Sukadeva Goswami. And here, this part, what Maitreya is describing, this is Lord Sankarshana. He spoke to four Kumaras spoke to Sankhya Muni spoke to Parashara spoke to Vyasadeva and Maitreya Muni. Now Maitreya Muni is speaking to Vidura. This is another part of Srimad Bhagavatam, inheritance. Okay, we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 8 and verse number 2. सोऽहं नृणां क्षुल्लसुखाय दुःखं महद्गतानं विरमाय तस्य प्रवर्तये भागवतं पुराणं यदाह साक्षात् भगवान् ऋषिभ्यः सोऽहं नृणां क्षुल्लसुखाय दुःखं सोऽहं that aham I nृणां क्षुल्लसुखाय दुःखं of the human being. Chulla is very little. Sukaya for happiness. Dukkam distress. Mahadgatanam viramaya tasya. This is Mahadgatanam. And this is again, Mahat is the great. Gatanam entered into viramaya tasya for mitigation. So this one is a sa. It is referring to that one. Entered into the gatanam vidamayatasya to free themselves from the chulla sukhaya dukkam. What is that one? Srimad Bhagavatam. And pravartate Bhagavatam Puranam. In the beginning, Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam, the Vedic supplement. Yadaha sakshat Bhagavan Rishibhyaha, which was said by Sakshat directly, Bhagavan Rishibhyaha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Rishibhyaha, onto the sages, the four Kumaras. Sanat Kumara, headed by Sanat Kumara, Sanaka, Sanat, Sanandhana, Sanatana. So these are the four Kumaras. Soham Dunam Krulla Sukaya Dukam Mahadgatanam Viramaya Tasya Pravartate Bhagavatam Puranam Yadaha Sakshat Bhagavan Rishibhyaha. Okay, translation. Let me now begin speaking on the Bhagavata Purana, which was directly spoken to the great sages by the personality of Godhead, for the benefit of those who are entangled in extreme miseries for the sake of very little pleasure. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Hangma Mataji to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna. The sage Maitreya proposed to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam because it was specially compiled and traditionally comes down in the disciplic succession for the solution of all the problems of human society. Only one who is fortunate can have the opportunity to hear Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of pure devotees of the Lord. Under the spell of material energy, the living entities are entrapped in the bondage of many difficulties simply for the sake of a little bit of material happiness. They engage in fruitive activities not knowing the implications. Under the false impression that the body is the self, the living entities foolishly relate to so many false attachments. They think that they can engage with materialistic paraphernalia forever. This gross misconception of life is so strong that a person suffers continually, life after life, under the external energy of the Lord. If one comes in contact with the book Bhagavatam as well as with the devotee Bhagavata who knows what the Bhagavatam is, then such a fortunate man gets out of the material entanglement. Therefore, Sri Maitreya Muni, out of compassion for the suffering men in the world, proposes to speak on the Srimad Bhagavatam first and last. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Here, the sage Prabhupada is describing about the one is the book Bhagavata, another one is the person Bhagavata. So Maitreya Muni proposing to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam, which it was especially compiled and traditionally comes down in the discipline succession for the solution of all the problems of human society. This Srimad Bhagavatam contains the 10 topics. अत्र सर्गो विसर्गश स्थानं पोषणं उदयः मन्वन्तर ईशानुकत निरोधो मुक्तिराश्रयः. So this is Sargah. Sarga is the primary creation and Visarga is secondary creation. Atra Sargo Visargasha Sthanam is the Sthanam Poshanam. Sthanam is the shell, that is the basis, and then Poshanam is the maintenance. Sthanam Poshanam Votayaha is again impetus. Atra Sargo Visargasya Sthanam Poshanam Votayaha Manvantara Ishanukata Nirodho Mukti Ashrayaha. These are another 5 topics. Okay, when he hears these things, he will understand why we have appeared and why we are having body, why we are performing different activities, why the Supreme Personality of Godhead is arranging all these things, and why we have got temples, and why the great sages are giving this transcendent knowledge, how devotees are progressing in the spiritual path, knowing about this material world, and what is the shelter basis for everything, Ashriyaha. So he will come to know everything when he comes in contact with a Srimad Bhagavatam and the pure devotees of the Lord. The only one who is fortunate can have the opportunity to hear Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of pure devotees of the Lord. Under the spell of material energy, the living entities are entrapped in the bondage of many difficulties simply for the sake of little bit of material happiness. This is a little bit of Kshulla Sukaya Dukkam. यम यम उपादत्ते दुःखेन सुखहेतवे tam tam dhunoti bhagwan puman sochit yet krite. We may work very hard throughout the month and we may get salary on one day, and then the next day all the money will be spent for the bills, mortgages, gas bill, electricity bill, council tax, water bill, and then groceries, and all money is gone. And then this is how one will suffer. Tam tam dhanoti bhagavan puman sochiti yet krite, and then he does not have any money to left for his further happiness to go for something else. Okay, this is how instead, if he just wherever he is living and he has got all these things, the basic necessities, just grow your own grains by yourself, get your own milk from your own cows, and stay there. You do not have to struggle for these mortgages and all these bills, and then you do not have to worry about all this. It is just simply anxiety in one's life. At the end, what you have done after this, you simply spent time for working for someone. You did not work for yourself. What about you? That is just a misery. And you have eaten, you have slept, and sleeping, mating, defending. This is all eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Only those things, ahara, nidra, bhayamaitunam cha, that happened only in the miseries of complete anxieties and miseries. You did not gain anything. You simply wasted the time. Okay, that reflection when it would come when we are associating with the devotees. But it is a practical, but still one is engaging in those activities. He thinks that I am doing the right thing. Without doing that, how can I survive? How can I reduce my necessities of life? Likewise, he may think. But a realized person, he sees in a full-fledged in a war in the top view are called a bird view, bird eyes, something like that. In the top view, he's simply just wasting his time. So that's why the time, Shakti, energy, and the time, it must be spent in the service of the Lord. It is for your benefit's sake, not for someone's benefit. It is your benefit's sake. Even though you spend here, you still get your basic necessities, but you do not go through all the anxieties. Instead, you are peacefully spending time with Krishna and his devotees. This is the Kshula Sukhaya Dukkam. This is again Tavad Bhayam Dravina Deha Suhur Nimittam Shokaha Spruha Paribho Viplasha Lobaha Tavan Mameti Asadavagraha Ate Molam Yavanna Tengrim Abhyam Pravnita Lokaha Daivena Te Hat Dhyo Bhavataha Prasangad Sarva Ashubho Shamanai Vimukaya कुर्वन्ति काम सुकलेश लवाय धीना लोभा विभूत मनसु अकुशलानि शश्वत कुर्वन्ति काम सुकलेश लवाय धीना kama suka lesha lavaya dhina is a tiny bit for that one he is inclined to fulfill that desire kama suka for a tiny pleasure kama suka lesha lavaya dhina lobha vibhuta lobha he is very greedy for a tiny pleasure Lobhabhibhuta Manaso Akushalani Shashwat, he will keep himself in the permanent miseries for the sake of little little bit of material happiness. Someone is doing something. I also wanted to do explore. Prabhupada used to say that a Delhi ka laddu. And people who are looking at that one before eating, they are hankering to eat the laddu. And after eating, they are hankering again eating. They want to eat again and again. This is the material world attraction. So here Krishna says that even though desires are keep on flowing into one's heart, and who is able to withstand all those desires, not fulfilling them, he is called Dhira. Tasya Pradna Prachisthita. Giving an analogy of so many, even the so many rivers are flowing into the ocean still steady. He does not spill. Okay, such a way one can elevate himself without full. If you try to fulfill one karma, then it will pull you into so many other things, complications. So just accept only what is needed, not what is sense pleasure. Okay, they engage in the fruitive activities, not knowing the implications, under the false impression that the body is the self. The living entities foolishly relate so many false attachments. So many false attachments, like the body and all its related things. Yad adhruvani dehasya. So here it is mentioned like yadhru. So it is described sanubhan yad adhruvasya dehasya sanubhandasya dhurmatihi dhruvani manyate mohan gruhakshetra vasunicha. He thinks that all this sanubhandasya, sa anubhandasya, which are attached to the body, sanubhandasya dhurmatihi, dhurmatihi is not a good mati, it is a dhurmatihi. He thinks that it belongs to him. And he thinks that Dhruvani Manyate, they are permanent. This is my child, he is going to listen to me. This is my daughter, she will look after me when I become older. And this is the house, it will give shelter to me. In such a way, this is my husband, this is my wife, and these are relatives, and they will help me when I am in diseased condition or whenever I am in need, in troubles. Likewise, he always thinks that. But even though he is thinking, but still he is going through diseases. He will get so many other diseases. What are they? Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshana darshanam. This is the high level. And in the sub level, everyone there is mosquitoes bite, no one can help. There is cold, no one can help. Heat, no one can help. So likewise, miseries keep on. And if different people in torture one living entity in different ways. No one can help in those miseries. But one is trying to impress the society and the in and around surrounding relatives. That is called mohat. Dhruvani manyate mohat. Gruha kshetra vasunicha. Atmajaya sutagar pasudravina bhandushu. Niroda mola hridaya atmanu bahumanyate. It is deeply rooted in his heart that Niroda mola hridaya atmanu bahumanyate. I am most fortunate. There is no better person than me. And Dehapatya Kalatradishu Atma Sainyeshu Asatwapi. Asatwa. And he thinks that Dehapatya Kalatradishu, my children, my wife, and these things, Kalatradishu, Atma Sainyeshu, my body, Sainyeshu, they're all soldiers, they will come and rescue me whenever I'm in need. These are all Tesham Pramatva Nidhanam. Tesham Pramatva Nidhanam. They will become just they do not acknowledge the old age is coming, the time is taking their days and minutes and everything. Tesham pramatva nidhanam pasyannapi na pasyati. Even though they are seeing, witnessing, so many things are happening in this world. Pasyannapi na pasyati, they do not see for themselves. They do not reflect themselves. It is happening somewhere. I am very intelligent. I know to take care of myself. The similar kind of things, even those people also have got the knowledge, but still they are going through that pains. Okay, every living in, not only the humans, even the dogs also knows how to protect themselves, but still they will be died in due course of time with different kinds of materialistic arrangements. Okay, so they engage in the fruitive activities, not knowing the implications, under the false impression that the body is the self. The living entities foolishly relate to so many false attachments. They think that they can engage with materialistic paraphernalia forever. In such a way, people are entangled life after life. So when Dhruv Maharaj, when he was leaving the home, Manyamana idam vishwa maya rachita matmani, avijja rachita swapna gandharva nagaropamam. He was thinking, Manyamana idam vishwam, this universe, maya rachitam atmani, And one will come into this material world, this Maya, the material nature, it will orchestrate different activities, making that it is your father, it is your wife, it is your children, it is your house. In such a way, it will impress him. Of course, this is what the material nature does. And but what about ourselves? How long we would stay here in these particular conditions? This is Maya. It is Ma means not, Ya means this world. It is not permanent. Maya. Maya rachitam atmani. Avidya rachita. Avidya rachita swapna gandharva nagaropamam. This is the matter. It will drive you. Material nature drive. Karmana dhaivanetrena jantuhu dehu upavattaye. Just we are living sparks. We are put up in particular circumstance. That's it. Because of our desire. And material nature, it will drive that living entity through different conditions. Different conditions. Make him to feel those pains and pleasures. Because he has asked for one desire. And then that desire does not come easily like that. He has to go through so many things. Along with so many miseries also come behind. Not simply one desire. Okay, that's why one should have spiritual desire, not the material desires. This is a Gandharva Nagaropamam. This is Phantasmagoria. Per number of times he mentions. Okay, so they think that they can engage materialistic paraphernalia forever. This gross misconception of life is so strong that a person suffers continuously life after life under the external energy of the Lord. It goes life after life. If one comes in contact with the book Bhagavatam as well as with the devotee Bhagavata, who knows what Bhagavatam is, then such a fortunate man gets out of the material entanglement. Therefore, Maitreya Muni, out of compassion for the suffering men in the world, possess to speak on the Srimad Bhagavatam first and last. This Srimad Bhagavatam, it is ever existing. प्राह भागवतम नाम पुराणम ब्रह्म संहितम ब्रह्मणे भगवत प्रोक्तम ब्रह्म कल्प उपागते. In the beginning of Brahma Kalpa Upagate. At that time, the Lord spoke to the Supreme Personality of Godhead spoke to Brahma. And then later on, Brahma spoke to Narada Muni. This is one lineage. And then Vyasdeva spoke to Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami, he also mentions, Idam Bhagavatam Nam Puranam Brahma Samhitam Aditavan Dvaparadu Pitu Dvaipayanad Aham. And what is this? Idam Bhagavatam Nam Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttam Shlok Charitam Chakar Bhagavan Rishihi Nishreyasaya Lokas Dhanyam Swastayinam Mahan. This is again Suta Goswami says. It contains Uttama Shlokam, all about the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his pastimes and his devotees. Pastimes means the pastimes contains his devotees and the Lord. Okay, so that one is Srimad Bhagavatam. Maitreya Muni wanted to speak to Vidura for all his questions. That is the permanent solution. One for all. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So here Maitreya says that Soham Brunam Chulla Sukaya Dhukkam Mahadgatanam Viramaya Tasya Pravartate Bhagavatam Puranam Yadaha Sakshat Bhagavan Rishibhyaha. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. We shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, today letter to Jagadisha, December 29th, 1970, Surat. It is a small letter only. Okay, can I request any another unallocated devotee, please?
Prabhuji, may I read?
Yes, Mataji.
My dear Jagdisha, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated November 26, 1970. In the meantime, I have received one other letter from you and I have replied the same just the other day. I'm very glad to learn that you have begun worship of Tulasi in your Toronto temple. The presence of Tulasi is proof of true devotional atmosphere there. Please offer her all respects and carefully tend, and Srimati Tulasi will be pleased upon you in gaining the auspicious favor of the Lord. I am so pleased to know that your efforts at placing our books in the local libraries is successful, and it is especially heartening to learn that they already have got our books on their shelves. That is factual proof that these purely transcendental literatures are very attractive to the reading class of the public. It is also good news that your recent marriage celebration in Krishna consciousness was filmed for display by a large television station. People will very soon come to appreciate the Krishna conscious way of life as distinct from the dull repetition of materialistic activities. I have noted the news article sent by you, and it appears very nice. I beg to thank your good wife for the gorgeous handkerchief which she has so thoughtfully offered to my Radha Krishna deities. I am also glad that you are regularly sending the maintenance checks for your temple to Karandhara. Thank you very much for this. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. So, Prabhuji, the takeaway points, I think the first thing was Tulasi, worshipping of Tulsi, Maharani. Prabhupada has always encouraged that, and he taught his disciples how to worship Tulsi Maharani, and it's so important, and which will help them. So, and it's and worshipping that will please the Lord as well. So he's always promoted that. So and he's happy that his disciples are doing that, and and they're progressing. The second thing is we've read time and time again about the books in the library. So he's very happy with that because that promotes the Krishna consciousness, awareness of Krishna, his teachings and everything. So he's very happy with that. And then the third thing was about the marriage. The marriage, I think, must have happened in a Vedic ceremony rather than the the normal materialistic way of how weddings takes place. So and the fact that it was televised, it gives people awareness that this is how a Vedic ceremony is done, and it's a celebration of it's not materialistic, or it's not for any other reason. It's just purely done in a pure way, have a man and women come together and in a proper Vedic way. So he was very happy with that. And then thanking the wife as well, that she thought of him and presented him with a little handkerchief for the Radha Krishna deities. So and the last thing is just the maintenance, that he's maintaining, ensuring that the checks, the monies are handled properly, and that the checks are being forwarded to Karandhara. So there is proper account of everything. So yeah, those are my things. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, any other comments, dear devotees, you wanted to add further? Sanjita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, mainly Jayaved Mataji has nicely summarized. It's a small letter. Yeah, I appreciate that in spite of Prabhupada moving in India, all throughout the time in different cities, he's reading this letter so carefully and thanking for each and every small things, like for the maintenance, for the handkerchief, and of course for the big things he's acknowledging, but that's really nice. And earlier we read a letter where Jay Jagadish Das, this disciple, he was trying to send this books, place these books in the libraries, because Prabhupada had already mentioned that within the intellectual community, if this literature goes, then it's more helpful for them to understand Krishna consciousness and then spread the movement. So that was always the target, because on the street book distribution, you never know who reads, who does not read, but that is a main target area. So now that it's being done, so Prabhupada is thanking them. And of course, Prabhupada, whoever can grow tulsi especially in the Mediterranean climate, Prabhupada is always very thankful, because that's the very first sign that the Krishna consciousness there will progress. So like Govinda Dasi, she was one of the first disciples in Hawaii who could properly grow Tulasi Maharani, and then she used to send, the little saplings and the seeds to other places, and that's how. So that was the first sign Prabhupada got, like from Krishna, that because when he came, the situations were very difficult, but when his disciples could grow Tulsi and then distribute in temples, he knew that that is a sign from Krishna himself that this movement will be successful. So yeah, and that's Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Very beautifully explained. Okay, any other comments, dear devotees?
Yeah, even honestly, I need to know how to grow tulasi. I made few attempts. Maybe I need to do it with proper guidance from you, Prabhuji, Amo Prabhuji. Maybe I will speak to you next time. I will take from you, and I need to follow the right things for Tulasi Maharani.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Mataji. So, Tulsi Maharani, she is happy when there is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, following regulative principles, and
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji.
that is very essential. She
Yeah.
grows very nicely, and also we need to keep her in a proper condition, weather conditions. And in UK, some tulsis, if we bring tulsi from India in a different conditions, that Tulsi Maharani, it may be a bit difficult. But here in UK, some Ram Tulsi, some plants, they may grow very easily with the normal room temperatures.
Yeah, I will discuss with you offline, Prabhuji, and I will just take all the necessary things. Okay. Some people are saying we need to put some automatic lights also to reflect the temperatures and all. But I will speak to you, Prabhuji.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Okay, any other comments, dear devotees?
Sorry, I joined a bit late, few minutes. Maybe can anybody quickly summarize? Sorry, Mataji, I joined when you are talking about Tulasi Maharani. That is quite good point, and it reminds me. Okay, it is a reminder from Prabhupada for me for Tulasi Maharani. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. And you have got AI companion, Mataji. So for a quick catch-up, so you can just, it will summarize everything for you.
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
I was going to say that I find that looking after Tulsi Maharani is harder than looking after a baby even. No matter how much I try, it's just, I struggle as well. But yeah, and we do all the devotional, chanting and everything in front of Tulasi Maharani, but even then, it's hard.
Yeah, Mataji. That's true. That is what I have gone through for 2 cycles, because once it grows so nicely, and someone came and someone said, okay, it is growing so nicely. I don't know, because it is after 2 days it started some kind of wrong signs. So I don't know, like, because it is I don't know. I need to get to myself. Okay, what is the right principles? How to protect Tulasi Maharani? You are absolutely right, Mataji. It is slightly trickier, but maybe Lord will give us, okay, all the things how we can do it. Otherwise, Prabhuji can just educate all of us, okay, once, okay, how to do it in one session for quick 10 to 15 minutes, so how we need to grow Tulasi Maharani and what we need to do and all. That will help all of us.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. We have got the Tulsi. I think one of the this, there is one website completely for Tulsi. I think it is created by some our devotees, it seems.
Oh, okay, that's very good, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Okay, this is taking care of Tulsi Devi. So you have got this Prabhupada-iskan.de Tulsi care. Okay, and it also got prayers of Tulsi Devi and how to take care of housing, lighting, and humidity. All these details are here. Srila Prabhupada mentioned that if you look after Tulsi, you do not have to use too much of chemicals like that. Simply spray the water, that is sufficient, and yeah, as much as needed, that water as well. You don't have to do much, and you worship Tulsi every day.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So Mataji is Tulsi Maharani is. I'm not sure, but I had also experience is when it goes, then you can put the near the Krishna is come back sometime.
Yes.
That's my
Oh, okay. Sure, Mataji. Thank you so much. I will try that. Yeah.
yeah. And water, I don't know how you're giving, but water is in the winter time. You don't need to give every day. Just a little tip is because somebody told me
Sure,
before
sure.
my one is used to go. Maybe you know Mataji.
Yeah, yeah.
Water you can giving from the bottom. It's not from the top. You know, in the tray you
Okay.
put it and then they
Got it,
can take it.
Mataji.
But make the days like the few days, and every day you can give little bit, only the 2 spoon, 3 spoon. If you observe on the the when they do Tulsi Maharani's Aarti in the Bhaktivedanta Mandir, they also give only little bit because it's too much. Here is not appropriate to give it. I think if I'm incorrect, uh, correct me, Prabhuji. But I think it's thus now I'm looking after like that. Then it's coming back. My one came this year really good, and somebody look off give me for look after as well. Hopefully, stay that like that. It's so scary. If
Yeah,
it's
sure,
go, but put
Mataji.
near the Krishna is come back. I think.
Yes. So she's a devotee. We need to be very humble in front of Tulsi Devi and look after her very nicely. Chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay, and glorify this one. Vrinda, the mantras are there. Vrindavai Tulsi Devi. Priyayai Keshavasya cha Vishnu Bhakti Pade Devi Satyavatyai Namo Namaha. Sometimes our devotees we put Krishna Bhakti Pade Devi Satyavatyai Namo Namaha. Okay. And this one, whenever we are taking leaves from Tulsi Devi, we offer this prayer that Tulasi Amrita Janmasi Sadatvam Keshava Priya Keshavardham Chinomi Tvam. For the sake of Krishna, I am taking leaves. Varada Bhava Shobhani, you're always beautiful. Varada Bhava Shobhani. So many, there is a translations as well for this one. So one verse has to, this is Priya Keshava, Vishnu Bhakti Priya. Again, this is described further. And then where is that one? This is the Kirtan, Tulsi Kirtan, Namo Nama, Tulsi Krishna Prayasi Namo Nama. This is second part. And third part is the Yani Khani Chapapani. And do the pradakshina around Tulsi Maharani. Yani Khani Chapapani Brahma Hatyadi Khani Cha Tani Tani Pranasyanti Pradakshina Pade Pade. Okay. So one has to worship, one must be chanting Hare Krishna Mantra all the time. So here this is the when you are born from the nectar. During the churning of the milk ocean, you are always very dear to Lord Keshava. Now, in order to worship Lord Keshu, I am collecting your leaves and manjaris. Please bestow your benediction on me that my worship will obtain success. Varadha Bhava Shobhani. Okay, these are the prayers you can find here. In this one, it is a recorded session. You'll find all these details. Tulsi care. And quotes from Srila Prabhupada, Tulsi Stotrams. Everything is Tulsi here. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter about Tulsi Devi. We shall move to the Srila Prabhupada's, Srimad Bhagavatam recitation. Okay, and if devotees have got any questions, and the
Hare
Tulsi.
Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, just quickly, yeah, in this, towards the end, the Jayavad Mataji mentioned like why, I mean, Prabhupada always stressed on Vedic marriages than the usual lavish, normal materialistic marriages. There was many reasons for that because he wanted that thing, the stability in the society, because Vedic marriage is like there's no concept of divorce. It's like lifelong, unbreakable, sacred union. So he want in the Western society, it was like life and the quality of life, even married life, are detrimental. And so social structure is such that easy divorce and all that was prevalent there. So he wanted Vedic marriage to come back because the and husband and wife to be spiritually advancing, production of I mean, it's not for sensual pleasure, it's for like having Krishna conscious, raising Krishna conscious children with responsibility, and giving protection to women, because different types of like Prabhupada always believed that without protection women can be exploited and there can be unwanted progeny in the society. So that to maintain that framework, Prabhupada, he said we want Krishna conscious children, not just producing cats and dogs. So he used that word many times. So this dharmic framework what we had, a householder where he can, so I mean, it's like doing the Swadharma and the Sanatan Dharma dovetail together hand in hand so that they have a regulated life, because he wanted grihasthas, because sannyasis and brahmacharis can be only few, but to maintain them we need more grihasthas. So he wanted Krishna consciousness, Krishna conscious grihasthas to in the movement more and more. So whenever he found women coming, then he made sure he get them married to the right candidate, and then practice, like whether it's temple management or wherever. So he always encouraged that. So that was another reason, and because it was broadcast, so he was very happy that now people are realizing that there is a different kind of marriage as well, apart from the normal materialistic and ritualistic marriage. So this elaborated why he wanted that. So Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for kindly sharing that information. Okay, so in our dharma, varnashrama dharma, generally people they follow, like if you belong to one particular caste, you marry only within that one. There is a reason behind that. But nowadays, it is everyone are crossing their limits due to the modern education, like cats and dogs. Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so we shall move to the recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam. So today, it is the third canto, chapter 7, and here devotees have chosen for recitation. Can I request the first 1 to 6 is by Rajyalakshmi Mataji, and Jaivat Mataji is also voted for that one. Can I request Jaivat Mataji to read the third set, 13 to 18? And first Rajyalakshmi Mataji, second Usha Mataji, third is Jaivad Mataji, and then fourth is Sakshi Mataji is voted, but Mataji is not here. And can I request Hangma Mataji to take the slot of 19 to 24? And then 25 to 30, can I request Jagruti Mataji to try? 25 to 30, Shloka Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 7, verse number 25 to 30. And then 35 to 31 to 36 is Gauringi Mataji. 37 to 42 is Samhita Mataji. Okay, we shall start the recitation with invocation prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 3 times. Can I request Rajyalakshmi Mataji to start recitation Sanskrit plus translation?
Sorry, Prabhuji, which canto? Because I'm every day not joined the side.
Third canto, chapter 7, Mataji.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Om
Rajyalakshmi.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Sukha Uvacha Evam Brahmanam Maitreya Dvaipayana Suto Buddha Priyanan Iva Bharatya Vidura Prityabhasta. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, O king, while Maitreya, the great sage, was thus speaking, Vidura, the learned son of Dvaipayana Vaishya, expressed a request in pleasing manner by asking this question. Vidura Puvacha Brahman Katam Bhagavatas Sin Matrasya Avikarinya Leelaya Sapi Ujjeran Niragunasya Guna Kriyaya. Sri Vidura said, what great Brahmana, since the Supreme Personality of the Godhead is the complete spiritual whole and is unchangeable, how is he connected with the material models of nature and their activities? If this is his pastime, how do the activities of the unchangeable take place and exhibit the qualities without the modes of nature? Kridhayam Udhyamorabhyasa Kama Sikridis Sanyatha Svatas Sakhatam Nivritasya Sadhyanat. Boys are enthusiastic to play with other boys or with various diversions because they are encouraged by desire. But there is no possibility of such desires for the Lord because he is self-satisfied and detached from all these, from everything at all times. Asrakshid Bhagavan Vishwam Gunamayatva Mayaya Taya Samstapayatye Ithad Buhya Pratyapadi Yasyati by his self-sheltered potency of three modes of material nature, the Lord has caused the creation of this universe. By her he meant by his do we need to say by his preposition here?
By her.
Okay. By her he maintains, okay, he is referring nature as a her. Okay. By her he maintains the creation and conversely dissolves it again and again. This tato kalato yosau avastata swato nyatha aviluptava bodhatma sa yujyate jaya katam. The pure soul is pure consciousness and is never out of consciousness, either due to circumstances, time, situations, dreams, or other causes. How then does he becomes engaged in nescience? Bhagavan eka evaisha sarva kshetrasva avastitya amosya durbhagavatam va kliso va Kutaha. The Lord as the super soul is situated in every living being's heart. Why then do the living entities' activities result in misfortune and misery? I am so sorry for any mistakes, Prabhuji, because I
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice.
I'm sure I have done quite a lot of pronunciations mistakes, but my humble and sincere apologies for Lord Sri Krishna and Prabhupada. But thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna,
You
Hare
did a
Krishna.
very beautiful dissertation. Thank you so much. Okay, we shall move on to next Usha Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, please, if you can put in Devanagari, please. Okay, thank you, Prabhu. एतस्मिन् मे मनोविद्वान् खण्डीयते ज्ञान संकृते तन्न परानुदा विभो कस्मलं मानसं महा. O great and learned one, my mind is greatly illusioned by the distress of these nations, and I therefore request you to clear it up. Sri Sukha Uvacha स इत्थं चोदितं क्षत्रान् तत्त्वजिज्ञासु नामुनिः रत्वाः भगवच्चित्तः स्मयन्नेव गतस्मयः. Sri Sukdev Goswami said, O King Maitreya, being thus agitated by the inquisitive Vidura, at first seemed astonished, but then he replied to him without hesitation, since he was fully God conscious. Sri Maitreya Uvacha Seyam Bhagavato Maya Vajnayena Vidiratyate Ishwarasya Vimuktasya Parpanyamuttabandhanam. Sri Maitreya said, certain conditioned souls put forward the theory that the Supreme Brahman, or the personality of Godhead, is overcome by illusion or Maya, and at the same time they maintain that he is unconditioned. This is against all logic. यदतेन विनामस्य पुंस आत्मविपर्ययः प्रतियुत उपद्रष्टुः स्वशिरेच्छदनादिकः. The living entity is in distress regarding his self-identity. He has no factual background, like a man who dreams that he sees his head cut off. यथा जले चन्द्रमसः सम्पादिस्तकृतो गुणः दृश्यते अन्नपि दृष्टारात्मनो आत्मनो गुणः. As the moon reflected on water appears to the sea to tremble due to being associated with the quality of the water, so the associated with matter appears to be qualified as matter. स वै निवृत्तिधर्मेण वासुदेवानुकम्पया भगवन् भक्तियोगेन प्रेरितते सनेरिह. But that misconception of self-identity can be diminished gradually by the mercy of the personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, through the process of devotional service to the Lord in the mode of detachment. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely recited. Okay, can I request next Mataji? Jayavad Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, yes. Asking for forgiveness from beginning, actually. Yadindriyo paramotha drashtra atmani pareharo viliyante tada kleshaha samsuptyasyeva kritsnashaha. When the senses are satisfied in the seer supersoul, the personality of Godhead, and merge in him, all miseries are completely vanquished, as after a sound sleep. Ashesha Shankalesha Samam Vidhate Gunanuvada Shravanam Murare Kim Va Punats Charana Parag Seva Ratiratma Labdha. Simply by chanting and hearing of the transcendental name, form, etc. of the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one can achieve the cessation of unlimited miserable conditions. Therefore, what to speak of those who have attained attraction for serving the flavor of the dust of the Lord's lotus feet? Vidura Uvacha Sanchina Samshayo Mayam Tava Shukta Shina Vibho Ubhayatrapi Bhagavan Mano Me Sampradhavati. Vidura said, O powerful sage, my lord, all my doubts about the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the living entities have now been removed by your convincing words. My mind is now perfectly entering into them. Sadhava etad vyaharatam vidvan na atma mayayanam hare abhyatya apritham nirmulam vishwamulam na yadbahi. O Lord, O learned sage, your explanations are very good, as they should be. Disturbances to the conditioned soul have no other basis than the movement of the external energy of the Lord. Yacha mudhatamo loke yacha buddhe param gataha tava ubhau sukham edhete klishyati tya antarito janaha. Both the lowest of fools and he who is transcendental to all intelligence enjoy happiness, whereas persons between them suffer the material pangs. Artha abhavam vinishchitya pratitasyapi na atmanaha tam chapi yushmach charana sevayaham paranude. But my dear sir, I'm obliged to you because now I can understand that this material manifestation is without substance. Although it appears real, I'm confident that by serving your feet, it will be possible for me to give up the false idea. Hare Krishna. Sorry for my mistakes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So nicely recited. Okay. Hanuma Mataji, please.
Prabhuji, before you go to Hangma Mataji, if you go to slightly up, I think it was verse 17 or 16 maybe. Yeah, this one. Are we meant to say yash here or yahcha?
Yasha.
Oh, so it is yashcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we could say her as well, because in the synonyms it says yeah. So.
Yeah, plus cha, yascha. So the sa and the ra, the both will come according to the circumstance. Sa and the ra.
Okay. So I misread that then. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Okay. Okay. Hanuman Mataji, can you request Mataji, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for giving me the opportunity, and apologies if I make any mistake as well. Yat sevaya bhagavata kutastasya madhu dvisha ratirasho bhave tivra pado yarvyasanurdanaha. By serving the feet of the spiritual master, one is enabled to develop transcendental ecstasy in the service of the personality of Godhead, who is the unchangeable enemy of the Madhu demon and whose service vanquishes one's material distresses. दुरापाहि अल्पतपसः सेवा वैकुण्ठवर्तमसु यत्रोपगीयते नित्यं देवदेवो जनार्दन. Persons whose austerity is meager can hardly obtain the service of the pure devotees who are progressing on the path back to the kingdom of Godhead, the Vaikunthas. Pure devotees engage 100% in glorifying the Supreme Lord, who is the Lord of the demigods and controller of all living entities. सृष्टवाग्रे महद् अदिनि सविक्रणनि अनुक्रमत तेभ्यो विराजम् उद्धर्त्य तमनु प्रविशद विद्युद. After creating the total material energy, the Mahatattva, and thereby manifesting the gigantic universal form with senses and sense organs, the Supreme Lord entered within it. Yamar Yamadhuradyam Purusham Sahasrangri Uru Bahukam Yatra Vishwa Ime Loka Shaviksham Ta Asate. The Purusha incarnation lying on the casual ocean is called the original Purusha in the material creations, and in his Virat form, in whom all the planets and their inhabitants live, he has many thousands of legs and hands. Yashmindasha Vidaha Pranam Sindriya Indriya Trivrita Dvairito Yato Varnas Tad Vibhutirvadashvanaha. O great Brahmana, you have told me that the gigantic Virat form and his senses, sense objects, and 10 kinds of life air exist with 3 kinds of life vigor. Now, if you will kindly explain to me the different powers of the specific divisions. Yatra purteischa pautraischa natribhiha shaha gotrajehe Praja Vichitra Kratya Kritaya Asanyabhir Idam Tatam. O my Lord, I think that the process manifest in the forms of sons and grandsons and family members has spread all over the universe in different varieties and species. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very beautifully recited. Thank you so much. Can I request next Jagriti Tanna Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, I mute. I thought unmute and it's not mute. Okay. Yes. Give me 1 minute. Might be. Okay, 1 minute. Yes. Prajapatina nam sapatichva karlupe prajapatinam. Sorry. Prajapatinam sa kanam prajapatin sargas sargaschana va anur sargascha manon manvanta radipana. O Lord Brahma, please describe how the leader of the old demigods, namely the Prajapati Brahma, decide to stabilize the virus Manus, the head of the Aegis. Please describe. Oh, sorry.
Describe the Manus also.
Sorry, I can't see. Sorry. Decide to assemble the virus Manus, the head of the age. Please describe the Manu also, and please describe the descendants of those Manus. Thank you, Prabhuji. उपर्यतश्व ये लोका भूमे मृत्रता मित्र आत्म चासते तेषां संसता प्रमाण च भूलोकस्य च वर्ण्य. O son of Mitra, kindly describe how the planets are situated above the earth as well as the underneath it, and also please mention the measurement as well as that of the earthly planets. Tirya anusa devanam sarisrupata three patri. Sorry, Prabhuji, how to pronounce that one? Srupa patritranam.
Sarisrupa Patitrinam.
Sorry, Prabhuji. Sorry.
Sarisrupa
Srupa
Patitrinam.
Patrinam. Patrinam. Yes?
Patitrinam.
Patrinam.
Patatri.
Patatri.
Yes.
Yeah? Patatri.
Yes.
Okay. Patatrinam. Vadanah sarga savyuham garbha veda drijo the lidam. Also, please describe the living being under different uh, cl- classification, humans, those born of the embryo, those born of the perspication, those who are twice born bird, and the planets and vegetables. Kindly describe their generation and subdivision also. Sorry, Prabhuji. Because it's my dog also start barking because they want to maybe go out. I- Guna Gunavantraya Virsans Patya Yasram Srujat Srinivasya Vyachakshavodara Vikram. Please also describe the incarnation of the material modes of the nature, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheswara. And please describe incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his magnanimous activities. Varna Srama Vipangas Varna Sama sorry Varna Srama Vipangascha Rupa Silasva Pavataha Rusisila Sravana Sravananda Janma Karmani Vedesya cha Vikarsanam. Is it? O great sage, kindly describe the division and order of human society in terms of system behavior and the charities of mental equilibrium and sense control. Also, please describe the births the of the great sages and the categories in the Vedas. Yagnasya cha vit- vitayani yogyasya cha patha prabhu nes nesko karmasya karmasya cha sakyasyam sakhyasya tantram va bhagvat samrutam. Please also describe the expense of the different certification and the path of my aesthetics power, analytics study of knowledge and devotional service, all with their respective regulation. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for giving me chance and sorry for all mistakes.
Thank you, Mataji.
And thank
Very
you,
good.
everyone, all devotees. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Wonderfully recited. Thank you.
And sorry for all dog noise.
No, Mataji, that's all that we haven't heard anything. Very nice. Thank you. Shall move on. Next, Gaurangi Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Pasanda patha vaisamyam pratiloma nivesanam jivasya gatayo yasa yavatirguna karmajaha. Translation. Please also describe the imperfection and contradiction on the faithless atheists, the situation of crossbreeding and the movement of the living entities in various species of life according to their particular modes of nature and work. धर्मार्थकाममोचनं निमित्तान विरोधतः वार्ताय दण्डनीतिश्च सुतस्य च विधिं पृथक्. You may also describe the non-contradictory cases of religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and celebration, and also the different means of livelihood and different process of law and order as maintained in the revealed scriptures. Sardasya vidim brahman pitrinam sargameva cha grahana cheta taranam kalabhaya sasthitim. Please also explain the regulation for offering respects to the the creation of the Pitriloka, the time schedule in the planets, stars, and luminaries and their respective situations. Danasya tapasa vapi yacha istapurtayoha phalam pravasa istasya ya dharma yacha pungsa utapadi. Please also describe the uh, fruitive results of charity and penance and of digging reservoirs of water. Please describe the situation of persons who are away from home and also the duty of a man in an awkward position. येन वा भगवन्तु स्यात् धर्मयोनि जनार्दन सम्प्रसिद्धति वा येषाम् एतत् आख्याहि मे अनघ. O sinless one, because the personality of Godhead, the controller of all living entities, is the uh, uh, father of all religion, and all those who are candidates for religious activities kindly describe how he can be completely satisfied. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. And this one also. Prabhuji. Anubratanam Shishanam Putranam Chadvijotam Anaprishtamapi Bruyur Guru Bodhina Vatsalaha. Obvious among the Brahmanas, those who are spiritual masters are very kind to the needy. They are always kind to their followers, disciples, and sons, and without being asked by them. The spiritual master describes all that is knowledge.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely recited.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, can you question to Mataji, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. तत्त्वानां भगवन् सतेषां कतिधा प्रतिसङ्क्रमः तत्रेमं क उपासिरन् क स्वदि अनुशेरते. Please describe how many dissolutions there are for the elements of material nature and who survives after the dissolution to serve the Lord while he is asleep. पुरुषस्य च संस्थानं स्वरूपं वा परस्य च ज्ञानं च नैगमं यद् तद् गुरुशिष्य प्रयोजनं What are the truths regarding the living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead? What are their identities? What are the specific values in the knowledge in the Vedas? And what are the necessities for spiritual master and his disciples? Nimittani cha tasyeha प्रोक्तानि अनघसुरिभिः स्वतो ज्ञानं कुतः पुंसं भक्तिर्वैराग्यम् एव वा. Spotless devotees of the Lord have mentioned the source of such knowledge. How could one have knowledge of devotional service and detachment without the help of such devotees? Etan me pritchatah prashnan harer karma vivitsaya bruhi me agyasya mitrarbad jaya nashta chakshushaha. O my dear sage, I have put all these questions before you with the view to knowing the pastimes of Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are the friend of all, so kindly describe them for all those who have lost their vision. Sarve Vedascha Yagyascha Tapodanani Chanagha Jiva Bhaya Pradhanasya Na Kurviran Kalamapi. O spotless one, your answer to all these questions will greatly grant immunity from all material miseries. Such charity is greater than all Vedic charities and sacrifices and penances, etc. Shri Shuka Uvacha Sa Ittama Prishta Purana Kalpaha Kuru Pradhanena Muni Pradhanaha Sa Pravriddha Harsho Bhagvat Kathayam Sanchodhitastam Prahasyannivaha. Sri Shukdev Goswami said, thus the chief of the sages, who was always enthusiastic about describing topics regarding the personality of Godhead, began to narrate the descriptive explanation of the Puranas, being so infused by Vidura. He was very much enlivened by speaking on the transcendental activities of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Thank you, Mataji. So generally, when we at the end of all recitations, if we do not know what to do, we can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times.
Okay, maybe we can all do together, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
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 Hare
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 Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare.
Okay, thank you so much. It's so beautiful to hear devotees reciting. Okay, that's all from the third canto, 7th chapter. Okay, if you're happy, then we shall move to Brahma Samhita. At least we shall cover one shloka today. Okay, in the Sri Brahma Samhita, we have been describing about Brahma's understanding and his compilation. This is all about the universal. In the beginning, how the Lord expands himself into number of forms. It is a bit new topic in a new dimensions from Srimad Bhagavatam. Every Bhagavatam and Brahma Samhita, other Puranas, they also describe some part of it. It will stress some part of the topic of these 10 topics. Atra sarga visarga shasthanam poshanam udayah manvantri shanukato nirodho mukti rashriyah. In one particular dimension, they will stress a little bit more. Here in the Sri Brahma Samhita, it will glorifies further Krishna in the Goloka Vrindavana, all his opulences, and then a little bit less in terms of the creation. In terms of creation, it just summarizes in a compacted form. Okay. So in the last session, so we have been describing Tadrom Bilajalesu Bijam Sankashinasya cha. Is the one Haimanyandani Jatani Mahabhuta Vrutani tu. Okay, I think this is the dear devotees. Can you just please remember if you have recited this one particular shloka?
I remember something like this, yes, because we covered the Shambhu part and then this Narayan.
Yes, Prabhu, till this one.
Till 13th shloka, I think it was a small one only. Tadrom Vilajaleshu Bejam Sankashinasya cha Haimanyandani Jatani Mahabhuta Vrutani tu. Okay, so in the last Saturday, it was covered in the Sri Brahma Samhita. Is up to 12. So we are continuing with Tadroma Bilajaleshu. Okay, so in the last shloka, Narayana sa Bhagavan apasatma sanatanat avirisat karanano nidhi sankashanatmakaham. Nidhi sankashanatmakah. Yoga nidhram gatasasmin sahasramshah swayam mahan. Sahasramshah swayam mahan. And here, the same Mahavishnu is spoken of by the name of Narayana in this mundane world. From that eternal person has sprung the vast expansion of water of spiritual causal ocean. And the subjective portion of the Sankarshana, who abides in Paravyoma, the above Supreme Purusha, with thousands of subjective portions, reposes in the state of divine sleep, Yoga Nidra, in the waters of the spiritual causal ocean. Okay, so he is also called Sankashanatmakaha. Sankashanatmakaha, where is that one? In the subjective portion of Sankarshana. This is in the coming back to our the beautiful Goloka chart coming here. So yeah, here it is. So Sankashana, from the Sankashana, Narayana appears. Okay, that is from the first Sankashana. And then from the Narayana, the quadruple get expanded. Out of the second Narayana, that Sankarshana is called Mahasankarshana. Okay? That is Mahasankarshana, from whom this Mahavishnu, he expands himself from the Sankarshana. That's why he is Mahasankarshana. He is called Sankarshanatmakaha. Avirisit Karanano Nidhi Sankarshanatmakaha. In the ocean of causal ocean. What is that one? Nidhi is the expanse of water. Karanarnava. Karanarnu Nidhi Sankashnatmakaha. So this Mahavishnu, he lies in the causal ocean. In the Yoga Nidram Gatah Tasmin Sahasramshaha Swayam Mahan. So he is always situated in the Yoga Nidra. Gatah Tasmin Sahasramshaha Swayam Mahan. And he is described with the above Supreme Purusha, thousands of subjective portions. Sahasramshaha Swayam Mahan. Swayam Mahan. He is the Mahavishnu, he himself. Okay, that is the last shloka we have gone through. Yoga Nidra is spoken as of ecstatic trance, which is of the nature of the bliss of the true subjective personality. The above mentioned Rama Devi is Yoga Nidra in the form of Yoga Maya. Okay, that is about the 12th shloka. We shall start this one. It is a simple and small one. So here, Brahma is describing from the Karmadaka Sai Vishnu, so many innumerable universes are emanating every moment. Every moment, so many universes are emanating from his bodily for the sweating holes where the hairs are there. Under those things, so many universes are coming. Tadroma Bilajaleshu Bijam Sankarshanasya cha. Haimani andhani jatani mahabhuta vrutani tu. These are golden egg cells. Okay, this is golden egg cells. All these universes are coming. And then they will be enveloped with the Mahatattva, and then this universe shell will form. Okay, this is Mahavishnu. The golden eggs are coming from the body of Vishnu. Or they are called the spiritual seeds of Sankarsana existing in the pores of skin of Mahavishnu are born as so many golden sperms. These sperms are covered with 5 great elements. Okay, so this is Tadhroma Bilajaleshu Bijam Sankarshanasya cha Haimani Andhani Jatani Mahabhuta Vrutani tu. Okay, can I request all devotees also recite this shloka? Kindly follow behind me line by line. Tadroma Bilajaleshu
Tadroma Bilajalesu
Bijam Sankarshanasya cha
Bijam Sankarshanasya
Sankarshanasya cha
Haimanyandani Jatani
Haimanyandani Jatani
Jatani
Mahabhuta Vrutani tu.
Mahabhuta
Mahabhuta
Vritani tu
Again. Tadroma Bilajaleshu
Tadroma
Tadroma Bilajalesu
Bijam Sankarshanasya cha
Bijam
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 Sankarshanasya cha
Sankarshanasya cha
Haimani Andani Jatani
Haimani
Haimanyandani
Yandani
Jatani
Jatani
Mahabhuta Vrutani tu.
Mahabhuta
Mahabhuta
Vritani
Vritani
tu
Vrutayitu.
So here it is Mahabhuta Avrutani, but when we are combinedly reading Mahabhuta Avrutani tu, so likewise A will be silent, but it is Avrutani. Okay. Tadroma Bilajaleshu
Tadroma
Tataroma
Vilajalesu
Bilajalesu
Vilajesu.
Bijam Sankarshanasya cha
Bijam
Bijam
Sankarshanasya cha
Sankarshanasya
Sankarsasya.
Haimani Andani Jatani
Haimani
Haimanyandani
Yandani
Jatani
Jatani
Jatani.
Mahabhuta Vrutani tu.
Mahabhuta
Mahabhuta
Vritani
Mahabhuta
tu
Vrutanitu.
Beautiful. Okay. Devotees, would you like to go on your own? Garingi Maharaj, would you like to start?
Okay.
Tadaroma Bil. Sorry, Mataji, you want to do it?
Okay, you can go ahead, Mataji.
You sure, Mataji?
Yes,
Or
Mataji.
you can lead me. I can do it, Mataji.
Okay. Shall I start, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, go on.
Yeah. Tadramabila jalesu bijam sankarsanasya sa himanya andani jatani mahabhutar viratani cha tu. Three times, Prabhuji?
Tadaroma. Sorry, Mataji. You say?
Yeah. Three times or one time, Prabhuji?
Once only, Mataji.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Jagriti Mataji.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, Prabhuji. Tadaroma Bila Jalesu Bijam Sankara Syan Yasya Cha Himani Andani Jatani Maha Mahabhute Vartani Tu. Hare Krishna.
No, very nice. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Jaivat Mataji, would you like to go?
Tadroma Bilajalesu Bijam Sankarshanasya cha Haimanya Andani Jatani Mahabhuta Vritani tu.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Sanchita Mataji, would you like to go?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Tadroma Bilajalesu Bijam Sankarsanasya cha Haimani Andani Jatani Mahabhuta Vritani tu Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji, please.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. तद्रोमाबिलाजलेषु बीजं सङ्कर्षणस्य च हेमानि अन्दानि जातानि महाभूतवर्तनीतु
Mahabhutavritani tu.
महाभूतावृतानि तु. Shall I try Prabhu again?
Yes, Mataji.
तद्रोमाबिलाजलेषु बीजं सङ्कर्षणस्य च हेमानि अन्दानि जातानि महाभूतावृतानि तु. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Rajlakshmi Mataji, would you like to try, Mataji?
Yeah, Prabhuji. 13, isn't it, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Tad Rama Bila Jalesho Bilam Sankaras Sankara Sankar
Sankarshanasya.
Senas. One more time, can you tell me, Prabhuji?
Sankarshanasya cha.
Sankarshanasya cha Haimane Andhani Jatani Bhutvarat
Mahabhutavrutani tu.
Bhuthavrutani to.
Would you like
The
to try,
spiritual.
Mataji? तद्रोमबिलजालेषु बीजं सङ्कर्षणस्य च हैमानि अण्डानि जातानि महाभूतावृतानि तु. Would you like to try, Mataji?
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. Tadroma bilajalesho bijam sankarshan sanasya cha haimanyanadi jatani
Vrutani tu.
Brutvani to. Okay, Prabhuji.
Mahabhutavrutani tu.
Mahabhutavrutani to.
Yes.
Mahabhutavrutani to. Yeah.
Is actually Avritani, but here when for the recitation purpose, Mahabhutavrutani tu. When we do combinedly, it will come very nicely. Mahabhutavrutani tu.
Mahabhutavrutani to.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Would you like to read the translation and purport, Mataji?
Sure, Prabhuji. The spiritual seeds of Sankarshana existing in the pots of skin of Mahavishnu are born as so many golden sperms. These sperms are covered with the 5 great elements. Purport. The prime divine avatara lying in the spiritual casual ocean is such a great affair that in the pots of his divine form, springing up myriads of seeds of the universe. Those series of universe are the perverted reflections of the infinite transcendental region. As long as they remain embedded in his divine form, they embody the principles of the spiritual reflection having the form of golden eggs. Nevertheless, by the creative desire of Mahavishnu, the minute particles of the great elements which are constituents of mundane, efficient, and material casual principles envelop them. When those golden sperms coming out with the exhalation of Mahavishnu enter into the unlimited accommodating chamber of limited potency Maya, they become enlarged by the non-conglomeratory great elements. My sincere apologies, Prabhu, for mistakes, but thanks for correcting me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so here these are a little bit of tricky verses. So here in the Brahma later on, when he was singing the hymns, here when he is speaking the philosophy, when he is singing the hymns, there he mentions the beautiful shloka. Yah karnanavajale bhajirismayoga nidra mananta jagadanda saroma kopaha adhar shaktim avlambya param somuttim govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. यः कारणानवजले भजति स्म योगः निद्रामनन्त जगदण्ड सरोमकोपः. So many universes. आधार शक्तिम अवलंब्य पराम सुमूर्तिम गोविंदमादिपुरुषम तमहं भजामि. And Govinda is the source of all this Mahavishnu and everyone else. And where is Mahavishnu? Mahavishnu comes from Sankarsana. Sankarsana comes from Narayana. Narayana comes from another Sankarsana. He comes from Balaram. And Balaram comes from Krishna. Where is Krishna? Where is Mahavishnu? Where is Garbhodaksa Vishnu? Where else? All other things coming into the manifestations in this material world. Okay. So that is Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. He is in the Goloka. Okay. So there is here the prime divine avatar lying in the spiritual causal ocean. So this is the Purusha avatars. Purusha avatars means they are the causes for the material world. This is called Purusha avatars. But here the Lord, he is in the spiritual planets all the time. He is enjoying with his associates. So here in the Shri Brahma Samhita, in the Purusha Sukta, it is described Uday Pudva Uday Pudva Uday. What is that one? I think Padosya Mahima Ato Jayak Padosya Viswabhotani Tripadasya Amrutam Divi Tripad Buddha Uday Purushaha Padosyeha Bhavat Punaha Tato Viswadhyakramat Sasanana Nasani Abhi. The Lord Tripad Buddha Udait Purushaha. Tripad, three parts of the spiritual world. He is existing in the spiritual planets. Tripad Buddha Udait Purushaha. Pado Asya Iha Bhavat Punaha. And also in this universe, 1/4 of the cosmic manifestation, which is of the material nature, that inclusive of so many innumerable universes. Pado Asya Iha Bhavat Punaha. The Lord appears like the Karnadaka Vishnu, and then further Garbhodaka Vishnu, and then later on Kshirodaka Vishnu, and so many other forms. Okay, this is again described. Pado Asya Viswabhutani, Tripadasya Amrutam Divi. Three parts are Amrutam Divi in the spiritual world. Okay, so that is statements of Brahma Samhita and Purusha Suktam. Purusha Suktam comes from Rigvedam, where it is also Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam Sada Pasyinti Suryaha Divya Chakshuradatam. All the demigods, they are always looking towards the spiritual planet, abode of the Lord. They wanted to Sada Pasyiti, always looking after that. Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam. This is Rigveda mantra. So here, that divine form, it springs up the merits of the seeds of the universes. That is the form which is in the causal ocean, spiritual causal ocean, Mahavishnu. Those series of universes are perfected reflections of the infinite transcendental region. So here in the Brahma Jyoti, there are so many of those spiritual living entities. This is again described like in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhut Sargvesmin Kshara Akshara Evacha Charaha Sarvabhutani Kotastu Akshara Uchyate. And living entities, the fallible living entities, they are in the material world. Sharaha Sarva Bhutani, they are embodied within material bodies and then trying to experience pains and pleasures and going through all the miseries. They are Charaha Sarva Bhutani, Kotastha Akshara Uchyate. But all the other living entities, they are all in the spiritual world. Kotastha Akshara Uchyate. They are from the Brahma Jyoti onwards, they are all spiritual living entities. Some merge into the Brahma Jyoti, and further advanced devotees go into the spiritual planets where they associate personally with the Lord. Okay, so that's why here the living entity is coming from the spiritual world, and through the body of Karnataka Sai Vishnu, as um, they're all the series of universes are perverted reflections of the infinite transcendental region. As long as they remain embedded in his divine form, they embody the principle of spiritual reflection, having the form of golden eggs. Okay. Nevertheless, by the creative desire of Mahavishnu, this is the creative desire because the desires are there for the living entities and also for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has got um, spiritual desires, but whereas the living entities, when they look at the Lord and they also wanted to lord it over material nature, lord it over. They wanted to become a master as well, like the enjoyer of, like the Lord. At that time, it is not possible in the spiritual world for them. So for them, Lord creates these material universes. The minute particles of the great elements, which are constituents of the mundane efficient and material causal principles, envelop them. And they are put up into the Purushaha Prakustopi. They are put up into the Prakriti. Purushaha Prakustopi. And again, this is described in the Bhagavad Gita by Krishna. Purushaha Prakrustopi. And then this Prakriti means this is Bhumirapo Nalo Vayu Kammano Buddhirevacha Ahamkara Iti Yemme Bhinna Prakriti Rastada. In the spiritual world, when the living entity is coming from the body of Mahavishnu, they come in contact with the Mahatattva. This is the whatever we see the cloud. It is the Mahatattva where the living entities get the ingredients to envelop themselves. And then once these living entities come into particular, they're covered, and the layers would form. These are the 7 layers: earth, water, fire, air, ether, false ego, and Mahatattva. These are the 7 layers. Sattavadrihi. And then whenever the Lord enters into into this universe, again as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, he lies there for 1,000 yuga cycles. As we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto 8th chapter, this is where it starts. So right now Maitreya Muni is speaking on the about Bhagavatam. Later on, from the 10th shloka onwards, he describes this one. Each universe, how Brahma is getting manifested from the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Okay, so here these material causal principles envelop those golden egg cells, golden sperms. So when those golden sperms coming out of the exhalation of Mahavishnu enter into the unlimited accommodating chamber of the limited potency. This is Maya is the limited potency. This is Yasyek Nisvita Kala Matavalambhya Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadandanadaha. Yasyek Nisvita. This is just when in a single breath of the Mahavishnu, so many universes are coming out. Okay, so this is again described here. Okay, this is, what is that one? Yasyeka Nispasita Kala Matavalambhya Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadandanadaha. Let me just Vilaja, I think that is the distinct word. So this is Yasyeka Nispasita Kalam Atavalambhya Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadandanadaha. Vishnur Mahan Saiha Yasya Kala Vishesho Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. That Vishnu, Mahavishnu, Vishnur Mahan, Saiha Yasya Kala Vishesho, he is one of the expansion of Krishna. This is Brahma and other lords of the mundane worlds appearing from the pores of hair of Mahavishnu remain alive as long as the duration of one exhalation of the later Mahavishnu. I adore the primal Lord Govinda, of whose subjective personality Mahavishnu is the portion of portion. This is the Kala Vishesho. Yasya Kala Vishesho means is one plenary portion or expansion of Krishna. Okay. And going back to the 13th shloka, so there it is described here. Tadrom Bilajaleshu Bijam Sankarshnasya cha Haimanyandani Jatani Mahabhuta Vrutani tu. And then they will enter into the unlimited accommodating chamber of the limited potency. This is the Durga. Durga means our material universe. All the living entities are put up into this material world. These are all criminal living entities, the souls who wanted to dominate over, who wanted to by rebellious nature to the Supreme Lord, towards the Supreme Lord. Lord is doing, why not me? I also wanted to enjoy like the Lord. So whenever they have got such kind of thoughts, such kind of desires, instead of forgetting their constitutional position as a servant of the God, and they wanted to become master, then they will be given a chance. Otherwise, it is not the wish of the Lord that to create these universes and then put the living entities in the suffering place. It is not the desire of the Lord. It is the living entities. Naitad batadisha padam tavechitam yanmayanaha tanusya bhotu sukshmam anugrahaya astu api erhimaya lasatulasya bhagavan vilakchitaha. Kadma Muni prays in his prayers that Naetad bata tava adesha tava ipsitam. It is not your desire. Naitad bhatadesha padam tavepsitam. This universal creation, it is not your desire, but living entities. So that Prabhupada very elaborately describes. Okay, so for that purpose, so here Mahavishnu, from the body of Mahavishnu, so many of these golden sperms comes out, eggs. They are enveloped by the material nature. In due course of time, it will get matured and then keep expanding because the Lord is present in this universe. And then from his navel, slowly this lotus flower comes, and where the Brahma sprouts from the lotus flower, and later on Brahma, after his meditation, he was able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord instructs him and blesses him, and then you continue, still engage yourself in the Bhuyastvam tapatishta vidyam chaiva madashriyam. Again, you engage yourself in the tapasya. So likewise, and then Brahma, just he is sitting in his place, meditating, he would see entire uh, creative, this universal activities by sitting at one place. He knows everything. And then what he does, he split this stem of lotus flower into the 14 divisions. 3 planetary systems. They are further divided into 14. First, he divided into 3, upper, middle, and lower. Again, he divided it into 14. Bhuloka, Bhorloka, Suvarloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka. Those are upper planetary systems. Bottom are Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. Whenever it is going upwards, every upper planet system, it is 10 times bigger than the other, like the layers of the universe. So here it is mentioned, Earth is, for example, Earth is thickness of this Earth around our universe. If it is 10 centimeters, water layer is 100 centimeters, and fire 1000, and 10 times it keep on growing. That's why it is not that much easy to go out of this universe. Okay, Dasha Uttaraihi, Dashottaraihi. Every layer is 10 times bigger than the lower layer. Okay, likewise, it is this universal egg cell get forms. Okay, there I stop there, and I request also devotees, if you have got questions or you want to share anything, kindly do so. Hare Krishna. We are talking about Mahavishnu now. So later on, here he is going to create Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara from the body of Mahavishnu outside of all other universes. In the next shloka. So here, we shall move to the next shloka. It's a small one. So the same Mahavishnu entered into each universe as his own separate subjective portions. The divine portions that entered into each universe are possessed of his majestic extension. They are the eternal universal soul Mahavishnu, possessing thousands of heads. Okay, so here, this shloka we shall recite, 14th shloka. प्रत्यंडम एवं एकांशाद विशिति स्वयं सहस्रमुद्धा विश्वात्मा महाविष्णु सनातनः. प्रत्यंडम एवं एकांशाद. So, and in prati is means each egg cell. Pratyandam evam, and thus ekamshad vishiti swayam, as his own separate subjective portions. Vishati, he enters into each and every universe. Pratyandam evam ekamshad vishiti swayam. Ekamshad, as his own separate subjective portions. Vishati swayam, personally he enters into each and every universe. Sahasramuddha Vishwatma Mahavishnu Sanatanaha. Muddha is the possessing thousands of heads. Vishwatma, the solar, super soul of the universe. Mahavishnu, that Mahavishnu, Sanatanaha. Sanatana is the eternal. He enters into each and every universe. Pratyandam evam ekamshad vishiti swayam sahasramuddha Vishwatma Mahavishnu Sanatanaha. Okay, can I request any other devotee to read the translation and purport, please?
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
The same Mahavishnu entered into each universe as his own separate subjective uh, protest, protein, proteins. The divine proteins that entered into each universe are process of his majestic extension, i.e., example, they are the internal universal soul Mahavishnu, possessing the thousands of heads. Purport, Prabhuji, you want me to read purport as well?
Yes,
Sorry,
yes.
Prabhuji.
Go on, Mataji.
Mahavishnu lying in the spiritual casual ocean is the subjective option of Mahas, Mahasanskransa Sana. He entered as his own subjective uh, protection into those universes. This individual protection all represents the second divine push, push, Purusa lying in the lying in the ocean of the conception and is identical with the Mahavishnu in every respect. He is also spoken of as the divine guide from within of all souls. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, everyone. Sorry for any mistake.
Thank you, Mataji. So this is the Mahavishnu lying in the spiritual causal ocean is the subjective portion of Mahasankarshana. So this is in the previous shloka. It is Nidhi Sankarshanatmakaha. Mahavishnu is the Sankarshanatmakaha. Again here it is mentioned here. Ekamshad Vishiti Swayam. So this subjective portion of Mahasankarshana. He entered as his own subjective portions into those universes. These individual portions all represent the second divine Purusha lying in the ocean of conception and is identical with Mahavishnu in every respect. He is also spoken of as the divine guide from within of all souls. Okay, so this is again, we see again, the Lord expands himself into Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu and enter into each and every universe. And then for that purpose, so the next shloka we shall move on, which would cover a little bit of information. So here in the next shloka, Vamangad Achrid Vishnum Dakshinangad Prajapatim Jyotilingam Mayim Shambham Kotyadesha Davasrijet. So here the same Mahavishnu created Vishnu from his left limb, Brahma, the first progenitor of beings, from his right limb, and from the space between his two eyebrows, Shambhu, the divine masculine manifested halo. These three were created by Mahavishnu. Okay, these are prototypes of the Lord. Prototypes, it is not a prototype means it is not something like immaterial, material stuff, but it is the spiritual. The Lord expands himself into Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. The same Mahavishnu created Vishnu from his left limb, Brahma, the first progenitor of beings, from his right limb, from the space between his two eyebrows, Shambhu, the divine masculine halo. So coming to the picture here, again, the beautiful Shambhu here, we could see Shambhu here, and Vishnu and Brahma, they're also manifested. Here they are not put up as a separate. Okay, let us see further what Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami and Jiva Goswami's purports about that. This is Vamangad Ashurit Vishnum Dakshinangat Prajapatim Jyotirlingam, Jyotirlingam Mayam Shambham Kotyadesha Davashrujat. Okay, purport. Can I request? Sanchita Mataji, would you like to read the translation and purport, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes, thank you. The same Mahavishnu created Vishnu from his left limb, Brahma, and the first progenitor of beings from his right limb, and from the space between his two eyebrows, Shambhu, the divine masculine manifested halo. Purport by Srila Jiva Goswami and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. The divine Purusha lying in the ocean of milk, the same is the regulator of all individual souls, is Sri Vishnu and Hiranyagarbha, the seminal principle. The portion of the Supreme Lord is the prime progenitor who is different from the four-faced Brahma. The same Hiranyagarbha is the principle of seminal creating energy of every Brahma belonging to each of the infinity of universes. The divine masculine manifested halo, Shambhu, is the plenary manifestations of his prototype, Shambhu, the same as the primary divine masculine generative symbol, Shambhu, whose nature has already been described. Vishnu is the integral subjective portion of Mahavishnu, hence he is the great Lord of all the other lords. The progenitor Brahma and Shambhu are the dislocated portions of Mahavishnu. Hence, they are gods with delegated functions, his own potency being on the left side of the god. Vishnu appears on the left limb of Mahavishnu. From the unalloyed essence of his spiritual Chit potency, Vishnu, who is the Godhead himself, is the inner guiding overall of all individual souls. He is a personality of Godhead described in the Vedas as being the as being of the measure of a thumb. He is the nourisher. The Karmis, elevationists worship him as Narayan. The Lord of sacrifices and the yogis desire to merge their identities in him as Paramatma by the process of the meditative trance. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Brahma
Krishna.
Samhita ki jai.
Thank you, Mataji. Would you like to give any your understanding, Mataji, from this one?
I'll try, Prabhu. Mm. Shri Vishnu, who is lying in the causal ocean, is the ocean of milk, which is is it the same as Kshirodakshaya ocean, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji, it is the
Yeah. So he's the Purusha who is and the Hiranyagarbha, the seminal principle, is the portion of the Supreme Lord. They are basic. Hiranyagarbha. So he is mainly responsible for the creation of Shambhu and Brahma. So here it says the same Hiranyagarbha is through the seminal principle is creating the energy where from where all the Brahmas in the multiple universes, the multiverses, all the Brahma that we know of is being created by Hiranyagarbha. And he is also the main prime cause of the creation of the Hiranyagarbha, is also the cause of creation of the masculine energy called for the manifestation of Shambhu. And who I did not understand the halo word. Why is he considered as a manifested halo? Maybe you can explain it later, Prabhu. And they are basically Vishnu. So he has said that basically this Vishnu, he is the main part of the integral part of the Mahavishnu. So he is the Lord of all the other lords, and so all the so it starts from Krishna and then Mahavishnu and Hiranyagarbha, Brahma, Shambhu, and all that. So that's how the the lineage goes. So here it says that he is the Lord of all lords. The progenitor Brahma and Shambhu are the dislocated portion of Mahavishnu. So they have come out from the body from the Mahavishnu, and hence they are and they have been delegated some functions by Mahavishnu himself. His own potency is on the left side of the god. Vishnu appears on the left limb of Mahavishnu. So from the main, the physical body of Mahavishnu, from the left side, Vishnu appears. So the three entities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwar or Shambhu, where it says, it's being said like how they appear, from which place they appear. So it says Vishnu appears from the left limb of Mahavishnu, from his spiritual or the Chit potency. And Vishnu is the Godhead himself. He's the supreme Godhead himself. So we know that Mahavishnu is the main one. But again, it's saying talking about the different lords, all the other lords we know. So in that respect, Vishnu is also Lord. So he's Godhead himself. Of course, these are different manifestations who has been assigned different delegated. They have been delegated different functions. So he's saying that it's being said that Vishnu is Godhead himself, and he's also in all the jivatmas, he's there residing in their body as the Paramatma or the inner guiding factor in each individual soul. And he is the Supreme Personality of God, described in the Vedas as being the measure of the thumb. He's like, this portion also, Prabhu, you might have to explain, like, is he because we understand that Atma is so small, it's like 1,000 part of the hair, right? So here, this portion, I did not understand why is it being said that he's the measure of the thumb. Is he talking about the Paramatma or something else? I'm not very clear on this. He's described as in the Vedas as the measure of the thumb, and he is our ultimate nourisher. So all that we are, this body is, we are called by our names or the relationship, but the moment the soul leaves the body, this body, we are called bodies, like, when this he left the body, so the soul left the body. So he's all the nourishment that we are getting, all the functions that we are able to do, it's because of him sitting inside, guiding the soul as a Paramatma. So, and then he is called by different names by different people. So the karmis, they call him as, they worship him as Narayan. And the Lord of Sacrifice and the yogis desire to merge in the identities. So him as the Paramatma. The yogis, they have got this Brahman realization. So the supreme effulgence, they want to merge into his energy. So that's what the yogis want. But for the others, like those those who meditate, those who are in the meditative trance, they can connect with the Paramatma. Like, for now we know that our Paramatma is guiding us, but we are not, through the meditative trance, we are not able to see as being the drashta or the observer of the Paramatma who is within us. We are able to understand but not see. So it's saying the yogis are able to do that. So that's my understanding, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this one nicely explained. So here, this Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu, he creates the Brahma, Shambhu, and another Vishnu. So here, Brahma coming from Mahavishnu, he is called Hiranyagarbha, the seminal principle. He is the portion of the Supreme Lord. He is the prime progenitor who is different from four-faced Brahma. Our Chaturmukha Brahma is in our universe. And here, another Brahma coming from the Mahavishnu, he is going to inject his potency into the Brahmas in all other universes. There are innumerable universes. He injected his potency. Okay, so that Brahma, he is called Hiranyagarbha. So this same Hiranyagarbha is the principle of similarly creating energy of every Brahma belonging to the each of the infinity of universes. And about the divine masculine manifested Halo Shambhu is the plenary manifestation of prototype Shambhu. Okay, so here in the universe, sometimes in our Puranas, this halo is the pillar of light. And again, there is a pastime of how the Lord Shiva comes and he witnesses as a light. Within that light, Lord Shiva manifested. And Lord Brahma and Vishnu are speaking, what is this? Find about the beginning and the end of it. That is another part. It is the halo, it's the pillar of light, that Shambhu. So that Shambhu, the divine masculine manifested halo Shambhu, is the plenary manifestation of his prototype Shambhu. Okay, that prototype Shambhu. Here, this Shambhu is from the Mahavishnu, and whenever he enters into the universe as the pillar of light, okay, and here Lord Chaturmukha Brahma, he comes from another Hiranyagarbha, that is his expansion, and Shambhu's expansion is again this pillar of light, halo Shambhu.
So, Prabhu, sorry to interrupt. So basically, what I understand is, thank you for clarifying that. Now it's more clear. So last week we were discussing that in the upper region where Mahavishnu is there, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shambhu are there as well. And from there, when they enter this Mahatattva, this material world, they are the prototypes of the ones which have been created by Mahavishnu. So like the different Brahmas in the different universes. So like that, is it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. So that's why it's called prototype, like reincarnation, like cloning. If cloning is not the right word, but maybe like that, like from the main ones are created by Mahavishnu, and then later in the different universes, they are coming as the halo, the light pillar from the different entities, like whether it's Brahma or Shambhu, they are coming to increase the progeny to their delegated functions. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So this is Shambhu, and the same as the primary divine masculine generative symbol of Shambhu, whose nature has already been described. We have already discussed this one. And then Vishnu, coming to the Vishnu part. Brahma is done. Now Shambhu is done. Vishnu is the integral subjective portion of Mahavishnu. Integral portion of Mahavishnu. Hence, he is the great lord of all the other lords. So Lord He Himself as expands Vishnu. There is no difference between Karnodaksai Vishnu, Garbhodaksai Vishnu, Kshirodaksai Vishnu Tattva. So Sujami Tanniyuktoham Haro Hariti Tadvashaha Vishwam Purusharupena Paripati Trishakti Druk. The Lord expands Himself, and whenever Vishwam, this is Purusharupena. Purushas. These are the Purusha incarnations, Purusha avatars. So that's why He expands Himself. So hence he is the great lord of all other lords. The progenitor Brahma and Shambhu are the dislocated portion of Mahavishnu. Hence they are gods with delegated functions. They're gods with the delegated functions. So whenever, and because in terms of the material creation, whenever Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara are there in this material world, they are Aham Brahma cha sarvasha jagataha karanam param. Atmeshwar Upadrashta Swayam Drug Avisheshanaha. Swayam Drug Avisheshanaha. So even though the Supreme Personality of Godhead, He is Master, He is Upadrashta and Atmeshwara, Swayam Drug, even though He is the overseer and the soul of all the ones. But Avisheshanaha, in terms of the material functionalities, when they are executing, everyone Brahma creates and Vishnu maintains and Lord Shiva destroys. Avisheshana, there is no difference in terms of the functioning, because everyone are working on the supreme will of the Lord. Everyone are working here on the supreme will of the Lord. Avisheshana. The Lord He Himself says to Daksha Prajapati in His very beautiful form. He appeared on Garuda in eight-handed form. श्यामो हिरण्यरशुनो अर्ककिरीटजुष्टो नीलालकभ्रमरमण्डितकुण्डलास्यः शङ्काब्चक्रशर्षापगदासि चर्म व्यग्रैः हिरण्मयभुजरिव कर्णिकारः. Just like when a flower blossoms with 8 petals, when the Lord is with 8 hands and He is appearing so beautiful like a flower. Vigreh hiranmaya bhujariva karnikaraha. With all hands having all these 8 weapons. So beautiful. And Bhakshasi Adisita Vaduhu Vanamali Udara Hasa Valoka Kalaya Ramayam Cha Vishwam Pasha Brahmad Vijana Chamar Rajahamsaha Shvetata Patra Sesino Uparirajyamanaha. And here Nanda and Sunanda, they are doing the chamara to the Lord. Lord is on the Garuda and having Vakshasi Adisitaha Vaduhu Vanamali Udhara. He is having the Srivatsa on his chest and Vanamala in his neck. And Hasavaloka Kalaya Ramayam Cha Vishwam. With his beautiful smiles, he makes Ramayam Cha. He gives happiness to the entire world. Ramayam Cha Vishwam. Parshva Brahmad Vijana Chamara Rajahamsaha. And they are doing the chamara to the Lord. The chamara is appearing like a Rajahamsa so beautifully. Always I use beautiful, but there are so many words to glorify the Lord. Okay, the English words are not sufficient. Pasha Brahmad Vijana Chamara Rajahamsaha Shvetata Patra Rasino Upari Rajyamanaha. And the moon, it is just like the effulgence, it is appearing like a chhatra, as an umbrella. Shweta Atapatra is umbrella. Sesino, the moon. Shvetatapatrisino, Upare Rajyamanaha. It is very beautifully described how the Lord appears in a eight-handed form. Okay, so here that Lord is saying to Daksha Prajapati that in terms of carrying out the functions, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, at that time there is no difference between us. But though I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Upadrashta, Atmeshwar Upadrashta, Swayam Drug Avisheshanaha, Aham Brahma cha Sarvasha. Sarvasha is the Lord Shiva. Aham, myself, Brahma, Shiva, Aham Brahma Sarvasha Jagatah Karanam Param. Okay, in that context, so one should not see in terms of carrying out the functions in this material world. We should not see the difference, but our desire, devotee's desire, is only go to the Vishnu, but we respect everyone while they are carrying out their functions. So his own potency being on the left side of Godhead, Vishnu, appears in the left limb of Mahavishnu from the unalloyed essence of his spiritual potency, Chit. That is, he expands personally as a Vishnu. And Vishnu, who is Godhead himself, is the inner guiding oversoul of every individual soul. He is the personality of Godhead described in the Vedas as being of the measure of thumb. Okay, in the Sahasra Sisha Purushaha Sahasrakshaha Sahasrapad Sabhumim Vishnuto Rutva Tyatishta Dashangulam Dasha Angulam. That is described here. This is measure of thumb. Dashangulam, Atyatishta Dashangulam. So that Lord in the 10 inches, Dashangulam, 10 inches. And also it is in the measure of a thumb. In the so here, number of times we would say Angustamatramamalam Spuratpuratamalinam Apivyadashnam Shamam Taridhvasam Achyutam Srimad Chaturvaham Tattakanchana Kundalam Charjakcham Gadapanim Atmanaha Saruto Dusham. This is about when to protect Parikshit Maharaj, the Lord has appeared in the thumb size form in the womb of Uttara to protect. Okay, so that one is Angustamatram. And then in another place, it is mentioned, Kechisvadehant Hridayavakashe Pradeshamatram Purusham Vashantam Chaturbhujam Kanjara Shanka Gadadaram Dharanaya Smaranti. There it is described, Pradeshamatram is 8 inches. 8 inches in the heart of all the living entities. Kechisvadehant Hridayavakashe Pradeshamatram Purusham Vasantam. And then here in the Purusha Sukta comes from the Rigveda, Atyatishta Dashangulam, 10 inches. But here in the Vedas, it is described in the Vedas as being of the measure of the thumb. Same person, he is the personality of Godhead described in the Vedas, that Vishnu, who is the super soul. Okay, and then further expansion, explaining here the Karmis, elevationists worship him as Narayana. Nara, Ayana. So who is the shelter of all the living entities? Naras, Narayana. The Lord of the sacrifices. Narayana Paraveda Deva Narayana Angajaha. Narayana Paraloka Narayana Paramakaha. So this is again described by Lord Brahma. Everything is Narayana, the Chaturmukha Brahma. And the yogis desire to merge their identities in him as Paramatma by the process of their meditative trance. Okay, this is they wanted to go back to Lord Narayana. Everyone they meditate. Ante Narayana Smritihi Janmalabha Parah Pumsam Ante Narayana Smritihi. They wanted to remember Narayana in their last times. Okay, so this is about the Vishnu. Okay, so here we are still in this picture. We see here Mahavishnu and Shambhu we can see here. Another Vishnu is here next to his left limb, and then the right limb is the Brahma is here. He is called Brahma, is called Hiranyagarbha, who is going to give his potency to all other Brahmas in all the universes. And this Vishnu, he is going to enter into each and every universe as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu further, and then later on he is also called Narayana, because from his body again the water will come and it will fill the universe, half of the universe, and he lies in that water. Okay, that is another, again it is described by Sukadeva Goswami, because he lies in that water, that's why he is called a Narayana. Okay, likewise all the universes. Now universes are getting ready, how they are getting their powers. Okay, so in that way, this chapter purport is being explained. Okay, so here, yes, Mataji. वामांगाद अचुरित विष्णुम दक्षिणांगाद प्रजापतिम ज्योतिर्लिंगमयम ज्योतिर्लिंगमयम शंभुम कोच्च देशाद अवासृजयत. Um,
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
yes, ma'am.
So Hiran, just clarify. I heard you saying, just trying to understand. So Hiranyagarbha is Brahma, who is going to the different universe to create the progeny. Is he Brahma?
So here in this one, in
I can't see a
Mahavishnu,
mouse moving, Prabhu. But are you moving your mouse? Like, okay, small.
yeah, this one, it is coming. Let me just, now I think it is okay, dark.
Yeah, this is dark now. Yeah, this is better. Yeah, Prabhu.
Okay, so here Mahavishnu here,
Yes.
and then from his left limb Vishnu comes, from the right limb Brahma,
Brahma comes.
Hiranyagarbha. The Brahma comes from right limb, he is called Hiranyagarbha.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And the other question was, like you were mentioning, so the thumb measure of the thumb is like when he enters to save Parikshit in Uttara's womb. Is it that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that one. And you were mentioning about Daksha Prajapati. Is he Durga Devi's father? Where I mean, he showed in the 800 forms. That pastime, is it the same or?
Yes, Daksha Prajapati, father of Sati Devi.
Sati Devi, yeah.
Yeah, their Lord appears as 800 form. So there it is, what is that shloka? Comes from Brahma satisfies Lord Shiva. Then, okay, this one, it comes like श्यामो हिरण्यरशुनो अर्ककिरीटजुष्टो नीलालकभ्रमरमण्डितकुण्डलास्यहं शङ्काब्जकरचर्चापगतासि चर्म व्यग्रैः हिरण्मयभुजरिव कर्णिकारः. Would you like to read this translation, Mataji?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, thank you, Prabhu. Translation: his complexion was blackish, his garment yellow like gold, his helmet was dazzling as the sun, his hair was bluish, the color of black bees, and his face was decorated with earrings. His 8 hands had conch shell, wheel, club, lotus flower, arrow, bow, shield, and sword. And they were decorated with golden ornaments such as bangles and bracelets. His whole body resembled a blossoming tree, beautifully decorated with various kinds of flowers.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
So here the eight symbol, generally Lord, maybe we can read also this paragraph. And here, maybe this is beautifully glorifying. You can read it, Mataji.
Yeah. The face of Lord Vishnu, as described in this verse, appears like lotus flower with bees humming over it. All of the ornaments on the body of Lord Vishnu resembles molten gold of the reddish gold color of the morning sunrise. The Lord appears just as the morning sun rises to protect the whole universal creation. His arms display different weapons, and his 8 hands are compared to the 8 petals of the lotus flower. All the weapons mentioned are for the protection of his devotees. Generally, in the 4 hands of Vishnu, there are a wheel, club, conch shell, and lotus flower. These 4 symbols are seen in the hands of Vishnu in different arrangements. The club and the wheel are the Lord's symbol of punishment for the demons and miscreants, and the lotus flower and the conch shell are used to bless the devotees. There are always 2 classes of men, the devotees and the demons. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranya sadhu pratana sadhunam, the Lord is always ready for the protection of the devotees and annihilation of the demons. There are demons and devotees in this material world, but in the spiritual world, there is no such distinction. In other words, Lord Vishnu is the proprietor of both material and spiritual worlds. In the material world, almost everyone is of the demoniac nature, but there are also devotees who appear in this material world, although they are always situated in the spiritual world. The devotee's position is always transcendental, and he is always protected by Lord Vishnu. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Beautiful, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So I think there is one particular picture which represent that form of 800 form. Let me just. Lord Vishnu appeared. I think it is in Vishnu appeared in Daksha Yajna. Where is that from? That picture. I think this is the picture. I think. So this is the picture with, but I think it is not completely yet. Daksha Yajna. Okay, see, with 8 hands he appeared.
Yeah, we get some idea, Prabhu. Thank you.
Very beautiful, Mataji. Thank you so much.
And Prabhu, the picture reminds me, normally you share the Golok chart, which we see, but there was another one which had this, dynasty, not the one you shared in the group, but there's another one, not this one, Prabhu, the other one you shared today, beginning of this Brahma Samhita. I didn't see the name. Can you share that one in the group, Prabhu? Not this one. There was another flowchart kind of thing, Prabhu, not this. And I mean, this one is like written very closely. The other one is like more clearer and more bigger. You have shown it quite well. I thought I should interrupt and tell you, but I didn't want to interrupt your flow, so I didn't say that. But is it the one on the right side? Is it same?
Yeah, this one picture, Mataji. Yeah, it contains everything, Mataji. This Golak picture. If I just zoom in as a zoom out, you would see everything here in the same chart.
Okay.
So there is again Vishnu's here coming here in the left.
Oh yeah, this one, yeah, the Golo. Okay. Oh, yeah, this one, yeah, the on the right, below the circle. Yes,
Yeah.
that one I was mentioning. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, we discussed quite long, and it's many devotees got late. Sorry for so many questions and getting elaborated, but thank you so much for all the knowledge you impart. And there's so much about this. We understand Lord in our own capacity, but understanding Him fully is not possible. But trying to understand His, like, especially from the unmanifested energy, how He manifested to His different forms, and later to how the seminal principle through the progeny started, and how before that. It's so beautiful to learn. Trying to remember but not fully. But thank you for being patient and showing us the way to learn. So I think, Gaurang, if Mataji and the others are there, we should say 3 loud Hari Bols to Prabhu. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
thank you, Mataji. So, apologies, it is a few minutes late, lots of time late, and devotees, we have so many things to carry on. So, we shall conclude and continue for the japa. Thank you so much, and all the best to all of you for very enthusiastically hearing about the Lord and His expansions. Okay, every moment it counts. It is spiritual asset. Okay? Nothing is late. Nothing is. But niha vikramana sosti pratyavayu navidyate. Never think that it is late. But everything is counted as a spiritual asset. It's a balancing. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Okay, we shall conclude and continue for the japa. वञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai. Srila
Prabhupada
Prabhupada
ki jai.
jai.
Have a
Hare
good
Krishna.
day, everyone.
Happy Ekadashi to everyone.
Happy Ekadashi. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर